Here in this podcast, we are going over the same material but with a different purpose, to make it accessible to students and to design researchers who may wish to know our point of view and how we are teaching this subject in India. What is design?
I'm Professor M.P Ranjan, and I've been a design teacher for many years. But I started as a carpenter and ended up as a designer and then went on into design teaching. It's a long story. I write a blog now called Design for India, and I am now advising a number of design schools to get them steered towards doing design the way I think I understand it.
Because the way we are going over time doesn't really help the cause that we are trying to address. First is definitions, which I think we need to do. I've used the word co-creation and the word design ateliers here, which nobody understands because everybody borrows from the corporate world and thinks co-creation was something created by, Prahlad and Hamel, and that's not what I'm talking about. How people at the bottom of the pyramid can contribute to the profits of Procter & Gamble and the world stage of corporate marketing. The second word also within that, design, is less understood in India. It is not recognized. I say confidently it is not recognized. It is not included in the schedule of the Padma Awards. It is not included in the policies except very recently, and so on. So I think we need to define that as well. And the strategies that we proposed originally are important. We don't abandon them halfway because we see, there's so many books made, so knowledge has been created. Zero, that's not the end product. That is a byproduct for a larger strategy moving forward. Start small, start many, value variety. If you've got an unusual plant in your backyard, that's your asset. Nobody can take it away from you because it grows there and that's what you will build on. And you can do wonderful things with it. Incubate. It literally means, you have to put that in, let it hatch, let it cook, let it, and then you nurture it for a long, long time. I'm talking about 40 years journey now. Yeah, and I don't think we haven't got any degrees or awards or anything for what we have done, but I think it's a long journey, but it will pay dividends. Explore. You don't have answers ready-made. We have to keep on trying, keep on figuring out, and then you'll find breakthrough ideas. And that's what you need to then latch on to. Adapt, learn, review and promote. Invest. Zero money is going into this kind of investment. Government doesn't even have a policy, doesn't have a ministry. None of the states have a ministry of design. I'm appalled at this status in this country. I mean, ridiculous. We have finance, but every one of them needs design. But who then? Finance is created to coordinate all the other ministries. But if you want to innovate and design, there is no coordinator there. I mean, this is a policy lacuna. Multiply, support, sustain, and then we can scale. Surely there are needs to scale at some point. Yeah, there are lots of pineapples. We need to figure out how to get them out into. So design plus innovation works, and the process is co-create. I think this is the way to go. What you see here is design variety, but please understand that design is a language, design is an attitude, and design is also an aptitude and a capability. Building schools which could train people, like we built a school for the bamboo craftsmen. We were looking at bamboo in India, in the northeast of India, where there's a lot of poverty. And what can you make? Hundreds of things. With imagination, you can figure out more. Which means you can make from rocking horses to houses. And that was wonderful because we actually talked about how do you redesign the curriculum to make it a design curriculum and also expand their, we called it cognitive expansion. That is, expand their worldview so that they can actually walk into a bank and say, I'm, capable of doing something, of being an entrepreneur, and you need to look at me differently.
I think everybody needs to understand design. Accountants, managers, engineers, politicians, everyone. When I say everyone, including the housewife. And many of them don't realize they use design every day. They're doing it, but they're not doing it competently. Perhaps. Some of them do it even without learning design, they do it very competently because they may be innately designers and design thinkers. So we need to identify those people and bring them to the forefront.
I think what we have lost in education today is the ability to make. So for me, design is about human intentions that generate value.
Now, I think that is not understood. People see the form. If I make a beautiful shirt, they say, wow. Beautiful product, say, wow. Not understanding that it can actually transform. And the hidden elements, the intangibles in design are far more value creating than the tangibles.
We now more than believe that life depends on it. Bucky Fuller gave us this concept of spaceship Earth. We are all on one planet, and whatever we do on this planet goes with us. I have evolved another concept called the space bubble Earth, where, for me, the soil is a measure of the finite, fragile and fabulous layer of organic life zone on which all life depends. And in future, I think we'll measure our wealth by the quality of soil that we leave behind.